Hello everybody, I'm cpPaulnash, your host for today's Battlefield 3 live commentary, and in today's commentary I'm going to be talking about the Xbox One and what I think it will do for the next generation games, especially Battlefield 4, or pretty much only Battlefield 4. I might mention the other Call of Duty games and just a few other games, but mainly Battlefield 4. Okay, so let's get started. So the Xbox One is the new name of the Xbox. In case you didn't know, the only reason it's called the Xbox One, there was a lot of speculation over why they called it the Xbox One, but we do know why. It's just so many people didn't. It's because it's apparently 3 Xboxes combined into one. I'm not really sure which 3 Xboxes that is. I know it's the first one and the 360. It could also be the 360 Elite, or it could just be the new software as well. So we of course know that the Xbox 360 and PS3 are almost 7 years old, which is ridiculous. So of course they wanted to bring out a new one to support the games. And now let's move on to Battlefield 4 and what the new Xbox and PS4. But I will only be really talking about the Xbox. What the new consoles or the next generation consoles will be doing for the Battlefield franchise. So of course we know that realism is a huge aspect of the Battlefield franchise. Between Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3 there was a huge increase in graphics and realism, and it's just ridiculous how much it was improved. But the problem is, because the old console still has almost 7 years old, or back then it was about 6 years, old hardware. The problem was that the consoles couldn't handle the intense graphics and just how powerful the game was on the processors and all that crap. So the new consoles will definitely help benefit them, and many people say that this isn't true, but it is true. And it's how the old hardware or the old consoles were actually holding back the PC games, because they didn't want to make it an unfair ratio where the PC games would be incredible and the console games would be really bad. So now that the new consoles are out there, of course it's to be more balanced, and the consoles will be better than most PCs now. Actually, the hardware looks alright. I don't think it's as good as my PC, for example, but it'll definitely be on par with it. So because of the new generation consoles, we'll also be seeing more high-res games, not just Battlefield, or Battlefield 4 to be precise. We'll also be seeing the new Call of Duty game, of course, which many people say, it looks the same as Black Ops 2, but it actually doesn't. It looks incredibly realistic, at least for a Call of Duty game compared to all of the others. It looks incredibly realistic. It actually looks pretty amazing in my opinion. And it will be available for the previous consoles. I think Battlefield 4 will as well, but I don't think it will. It might be, I'm not sure. But the new Call of Duty will be available on the old consoles, but of course it won't be as good. It won't be up to par as it is, or it will be on the new consoles. So we know what the Xbox 720 looks like, and to be honest, it looks not that bad actually. It looks like a DVD player, but I'm not really sure why everyone's hating on it. It actually looks quite sexy. Not as good as the Xbox 360 or whatever. It definitely looks better than the first Xbox, of course, because that'd be a bit stupid if it didn't. But it looks a little bit worse. Oh no, not worse, but the Xbox 360, definitely looked a little bit better in my opinion. But it doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look as good as the old ones. Again, it does look a bit like a DVD player. But I like how now they're focusing a lot more on not just the games. But the problem is, because they're focusing on more than just the games, they don't realise how much potential they're losing out. Because of course the space inside the system is taken up by other entertainment stuff, where that could be hardware and processors that could have been used for video games. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of loss there, but there's also definitely more win. So Battlefield 4 will definitely be a lot better than it would be if it was on the Xbox 360. Again, one of the major drawbacks, and what made, because somehow, I'm not sure why, but Battlefield 3 actually is played more on consoles than on PC, which is a bit silly in my opinion. Not because I prefer PC or anything, but just because of the player limitations, the frame rate, and all that awesome stuff that you can only really get on the PC, because of course the processor ages and all that horrible stuff. But yeah, because of course at the moment on Battlefield 3 you can only have 24 player servers on multiplayer on the consoles, but the thing is that isn't 24v24, that is 12v12, which I know can get very frustrating. I've only played Battlefield 3 on the PS3 for like an hour, and I didn't really like the fact that it was all 12v12. I usually only play on 16v16, but occasionally I like to go on the occasional 64-man servers with like jets and everything when I'm messing around with a friend. So the consoles, they've definitely been drawn back because of the hardware limitations compared to how powerful the game was. Well, I can't believe I actually got that kill. But yeah, I can't really think of anything else to say apart from that. PlayStation 4, we haven't seen the actual console yet, I don't think. I wouldn't be surprised if it looked better than the Xbox 7, the Xbox One. But yeah, the Xbox One, it doesn't look bad, it just doesn't look as cool as the previous Xbox, the 360. The 360 Elite was definitely my favourite and possibly the best looking, like a black Xbox 360. It's just so smexy, and that's also the one that I have. But yeah, now there'll be a huge advance in next generation stuff, and it's just hard to imagine that soon these new consoles will also be outdated, which is just amazing to think of that, how much games and technology is advancing. But this new tech that is going to be inside the new consoles is definitely going to help benefit video game companies like the Battlefield franchise or DICE or whatever. Games will definitely be more realistic. I mean, soon, even Battlefield 3 is just like next gen, and I was like, oh my god, it's amazing. But soon, these kind of graphics will be the ordinary graphics for games, and like the best ones will look just like real life, and there'll be no bugs or anything. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this commentary. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it, dislike if you didn't, it's fine, because even if I get more dislikes than likes, the fact that you still rated is amazing. But yeah, subscribing is not necessary, but it does keep you notified. I'm also recording and uploading way more often than I used to now, so that's good. And everyone who subscribes to me will definitely benefit from that. At least 2 videos per week. No schedules, by the way. I'm really bad at keeping on schedules, but definitely at least 2 videos per week. So I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one.